Right, it's the 24th of the 5th, 2024 still, and I'm not very happy with a few things. As far as this person is concerned, Shannon Green, I've not had any problems from him since basically I lived here. He's lived here for about 2 years. I passed him now and again, there's been no problems. I passed him in the street, there's been no problems. And Matty got evicted, and now some things are starting to occur. Now, I don't know 100% whether it's aimed at me or whether it's aimed at somebody else, but I'm not happy to hear dead being shouted about 10 days ago, roughly that time period, from his flat in the Timber when I passed the door to go up to my place. And then obviously there's been a lot of banging in sequence to threats, like I'm injecting you with HIV, I'm going to smash your fucking head off, I'm going to take all your fucking teeth out, I'm going to kick your fucking head off like a fucking rugby ball, I'm going to fucking pour petrol over you and set you alight, I'm going to fucking knife you to fucking death, I'm going to put you in a hospital dead bed, you're a fucking child rapist or fucking woman beater, your name's not Justin, it's Savannah, even that's been said, yeah, I'm not making that up, or banged. So there must be connections, or there must be visitors that are visiting him that are possibly connected to the Matty that used to live here before he got evicted. Now I don't know 100% because I don't look at and don't watch who comes in and comes out. But 5 to 6 a.m. this morning it was really kicking off, and then there was a load of stuff shouted outside. But it gets even better because some small stones were thrown at my window. So I had to put up with that. So I was sort of concerned in case a glass comes through and goes onto my bed, you know, and that sort of stuff, because I don't know the reason for all the trouble, because I haven't done anything, I haven't said anything, I've never raped any children, I've never raped any women, so, you know, what's the reason for it? Anyway, on Wednesday, which is around the 22nd or 23rd, I can't remember what the date was now, I think it was the 22nd, there was something shouted from that specific flat as I was passing, but whether it's aimed at anyone I do not know. It could be coincidence, and that was in the morning. Obviously later in the morning, some bloke went to smash me in the head, and he did, he punched me in the head, started around saying he wants to fucking knife me and put me down on the floor, claiming I'm a child rapist, so I lost my temper. And that's why I did that recording, and that's why I went in the church and lost my temper. So, you have that, and I've done a video regarding that. Yesterday, you're having a fucking break and I'm going to smash you in, you sick cunt, you fucking child rapist, was shouted from his flat. Like I said, this wasn't occurring before Matty was evicted. So I ended up going in the church, and obviously I ended up punching the Bible thing, and I ended up smashing the candle onto the floor in the church because of that specific threat. Actually was the start of all the problems of yesterday, which was Thursday the 23rd of May 2024. Then obviously I had a load of threats when I was out. There was a load of setups nailing me as a sick cunt, hanging me as a fucking sick cunt, saying I'm going to rip you to fucking pieces in your next life, taking you to fucking pieces, you've been sexually abused as a child, setup, being mistaken as Savannah, overhanging trailers, trying to rip my legs off, black and blue cars, just wording on vehicles, choking with a catalyst, causing anything they can fucking do, including sneezing in my face, smashing every drain cover to be hit over, and all this trouble built up on me, and I lost my temper. Plus the sun was out in a cursed pattern to stop me getting the pictures I wanted to take on that specific day, and when I went to take a picture of the next thing I wanted to take on that specific day, I couldn't do that either, because the traffic flow was too heavy of the traffic coming out that road, with the other road too heavy, and I was there just under 10 minutes and I had to give up, and I thought, there's no way I'm going to do that. And when I was on the bus later on that day, that same road was busy, and I wouldn't have had it, and it's a possibility it had been like that right through, since I got on the bus to come home late in that morning. But this evening, me and Morgan are standing outside having a fag, and Shannon's walking up. I mean, he might not be aiming at anybody, but that's what he said, so it's aimed at somebody. Basically said, you're having a fucking break-in, that's it now, you're fucking sick cunt, I'm going to have you, you're fucking dead when I see you, or something like that, and I wasn't very happy about it. So whether that was said towards me or whether it said towards Morgan, because we were only two outside, I was more to the area where he wouldn't have seen me, but obviously if you look out you can see both of us. So whoever it is, I don't know who it is, but it's not a good suggestion, so obviously I've got to carry a weapon out for now until things calm down. just in case there is any nasty behaviour like being smashed in with a knife. Obviously it's not a knife, but it's something that you have to use just a bit more stable than a knife, but you have to use something, because obviously if someone goes and loses their fucking temper, especially if they're a schizophrenic and lose it, you've got no choice in the matter. So I don't know what is the reason for this, but this has only kicked off in the last 10 days. Before that 10 days, there's been no trouble in the whole 2 years I've been here, and when I've seen him or passed him. It's very rare I do see him or pass him, but there's never been any trouble in that 2 years, up until 2 weeks after Matty got evicted for putting a knife through the staff door, trying to bash the door down for some specific reason. I just wanted to mention this setup, or this increase of trouble and sexuality and people starting on me and physically punching me now, has not only led to the behaviour on Wednesday where I smashed into the church. Well, I didn't smash into it. I went to punch the actual. I'm not sure what it's called. It's like a building thing in there. So I didn't break it or anything like that. But after I left and I ripped the piece of paper off the wall, losing my temper because of being punched and because of the threat from Shannon's flat when I was walking out on that morning. I mean, it might not be aimed at me, but it was not a good suggestion. I was not in a good mood on that morning, because there was also a lot of stuff being said outside where I was being mistaken as that person called Saven. Well, what happened is I got chased, and obviously I've mentioned this. It's on the other recording, but I want to re-mention it. So the person in the church called me, which made me a little bit late for the bus, but luckily I didn't miss that bus. So they're asking me what's going on, and I said I lost my temper. I said there's been so many problems, and she said, well, there's two choices. I said, but because we're going to have to get the police involved, and I said I'll sort it out, and then came into an agreement where I gave him £100 cash in hand for the damage that was done, which is not really that much damage. There was a little bit of damage, yeah, but I lost my temper, so I gave him £100, and I said, is that good enough? And don't report it. And he said that was fine, but he has banned me from that church and I can't go in there ever again, not even for a service. And I said no problem, and left it at that. But he wasn't happy, but that's what he said. So on the following day, like I said, there was a nastier threat coming from that specific flat as I was walking down the stairs. Like I said, it's not happened before. Matty was evicted, but he lost his temper, saying I was a child rapist and all the rest of it, in the same attitude as Matty, in fact. So whether there was anybody else in there saying it or whether it's him, I do not know. Well, it was a bit nastier yesterday on Thursday, because I ended up smashing the church up nearly. So basically I ended up punching the Bible, and I smashed a candle on the floor because of the child rapist threats and all the problems that I mentioned. But not only that, just before that, on that day, it was sunny, and I drew out £200 and I lost it. Because what happened is, it was sunny, I was doing something, and it fallen out my pocket after I was doing something, sorting myself out. I didn't realise it wasn't in my pocket properly, so I went to walk back to where I thought I lost it. But unfortunately, the 10-minute walk back to where it was, someone had already picked it up, so I lost that money. But also, what made me nasty initially on the Wednesday, which is the day before, is I had my Facebook reported. On nudity, there was 42 reports on my private channel, my family account channel, which I've now lost. And the other report on the same channel was to claim that I'm using a fake name when I was using my proper name. Also, my naughty channel was reported, with 3 posts reported, and also, again, claiming that I'm not my real name. So, that happened on the Tuesday night. On YouTube, on my new account, that was reported as well. But I managed to get that one back. But the family account on Facebook has gone down. So not only did that go down, but also it was a step up of all this action, all these threats, and all this malicious action and setups against me. But not only was it set up nastily, but to tell me that I'm a sick cunt and that I should be fucking people that raped me as a child and taking the piss out of people sexually abusing me as a child with their stupid fucking setups. So that's the other reason why 2 days in a row I ended up going into the church smashing it to pieces nearly. I kept my cool to some extent, and I paid £100 for the one bit of damage to the actual person who's the vicar or the person that was in that church at the first place. The second place I didn't pay anybody at all, but I did manage to fix the candle that I smashed on the floor after losing my temper, though it was very difficult because I was having to use a lighter to melt the wax to put the candle back, and now it looks like it's not broken at all. But then I lost my temper again, but this time I managed to not hit anything, and that was on the Thursday. And then obviously when we come to today, there's already a documentary of today. The aggression of the setups is nasty, but initially on the bus to Sherborne there was not many that in the way of setups. It just kicked off nastily, viciously as soon as I got to Sherborne. It's been right through, right until I've got back here. So it's been a really bad day, and also I've been cursed with the sun in a sexual way, because here there's been no sun at all, it's been cloudy. But just 6 miles up the road in Sherborne, when I went to where I went to, it was sunny basically all day. So that was it. There's about 10 minutes of hazy sunshine, and I recall there being roughly about 4 minutes of cloud, and in that 4 minutes they were lucky times because I managed to take some pictures while that 4 minutes of cloud was occurring, but I didn't get many pictures. And obviously one of the places got to return to again, but I won't be doing it just yet. I'm going to leave it for a while because of the stress and all the problems that are going on at the moment. And also the main threats walking about as far as this afternoon and this evening goes, before I actually came back to Thorn House, my place, is getting nastier, and it's on the increase, and people are photographing me, mistaking me as Sven, saying that I'm being done over, I'm being punched out nastily, saying that you're going to be fucking floored fucking violently, but rubbing it in on sexuality. But it gets even better, because this Sven has raped a child, a male boy child, with the same name as someone who has sexually abused me as a child, and I'm getting the shit from that now, and to beat me up and to fucking floor me violently, and to take my life with a fucking knife or shoot me dead, or to inject me with HIV. So you can see why I'm losing my temper and not very happy at this minute in time. I'll leave it there. The other thing that's come at the wrong time, I forgot to mention, is the animal voice sounds increasing, and obviously anything from accusing me of this and that, to telling me I'm going to be knife dead, to being burgled, to being smashed in, to basically the same as what threats are mentioned, and then saying, yes, you did molest this person, or you did do this and you did that, when I've never had sex with anyone. But you can't help the curse that's going on. So that's another thing that's occurring, and also the loud bike tying to erections, or taking the piss and doing it in an insulting way, like causing a wanking type of mechanism to be on a bike tying to an erection, you know, different things. Or when you're eating a sausage that you bought from the chip shop, and as you bite into it they time a bike to erection with a name on the bike or whatever, or different things like that. They've just suddenly stepped all that action up, and this is why in the last 4 days things have got very nasty.